Hello guys and welcome. I hope that you're doing well. My name is UHDking, or I play 4K, aka I play 8K, aka I play 16K, and during this video I'm going to demonstrate Sniper Elite V2 remastered PC game running in 16K video resolution, 16K gameplay, 16K benchmark, 16K gaming. Okay, before we're gonna do that, let me real quick go ahead and jump and show to you that I'm running my desktop at 16K video resolution as well. This is very crucial fact. So I'm using the Microsoft magnifier zoom tool, and as you can see, this is 500%, 600%. Let me open up my desktop display settings, and 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels, which is exactly 132.7 megapixels, or 16K UHD, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, 100% scale. This is very important. Make sure the scale is not 500% but 100%, just to make sure that you're rendering 16K UHD as native 100%. Okay, not in all games it will be possible if you're not going to do 100%. Some games will scale as 500%, almost a little bit below 8K resolution, like 7K resolution, if it's going to be 500% scale. So make sure it's 100% scale. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and execute the game. It's going to be the Steam version. Titan RTX video card is used today, and Intel Core i9-9900K overclock at 5.3 GHz. And in the end of this video, I'm going to introduce you within the details to my PC configuration. But anyways, as you can see, this is the remastered version that is utilizing DirectX 11 API, because the original Sniper Elite V2 PC game is utilizing DirectX 9 API. At the left top corner, data self-explanatory. Every single value is what it is. And MS stands for the milliseconds. Latency delay, the low value is better. It's latency delay between the hardware and software. FPS stands for frames per second. The higher value is better. Okay, so borderless windowed mode. So it's not in full screen, because full screen within the Sniper Elite V2 remastered PC game is flickering under the 16K video resolution, or everything above 8K video resolution. But borderless window mode, no problem, or windowed mode. Okay, 15,360 by 8,640 pixels, as you can see throughout the game menu. And I'm using custom preset. This is the preset how I would play it, but let me go ahead and start with the ultra preset. We're going to start with the ultra preset. However, I'm going to tweak the options. So we're going to turn on the anti-aliasing, because I'm running 16K video resolution, and it's going to be very hard under the 16K video resolution for a single Titan RTX video card that I'm using today, equipped with 24 GB of video RAM, to run this with anti-aliasing is on. Everything else will be maximum possible settings. Motion blur will be disabled as well. So this is pretty much ultra preset. So let's go ahead and bench it. I'm coming in real time, guys. AI is removing some noise from my voice, because I'm sitting by the computer when the Titan RTX video card running 100% fan, and it's kind of noisy. Keep that in mind. So it could disturb my voice a little bit. Hopefully it's not. And the music that's playing in the background is going to be the licensed music under my name. So all right reserved. It's not in-game music, but in-game it's nice World War II music as well. Okay, so as we can see at the left top corner, 100% GPU utilization right now, 20 FPS on average, which is not bad, but is again not playable experience, but benchable experience. This is the world's first 16K video resolution in Sniper Elite V2 remastered PC game ever on YouTube. So it's not bad as a first vertex, first coordinate in our vector direction towards the 16K UHD benchmarking over the UHDking.com throughout different hardware. This is the first hardware that is capable to run 16K UHD, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio in Sniper Elite V2 remastered PC game. Okay, as you can see, video RAM utilization above 16 gigabytes right now, which is almost 17,000 megabytes. System RAM utilization below 10,000 megabytes, which is below 10 gigabytes. I'm recording this video with Nvidia ShadowPlay, so please add exact 2 FPS to the FPS counter. It's exactly 2 FPS, guys. Please keep that in mind. Nvidia ShadowPlay and Nvidia driver is modified, so I'm running 8K native screen, and through the DSR at 16K video resolution, but it's still 16K video resolution rendered natively in real time, because Nvidia DSR tool natively rendered that resolution. Please keep that in mind. 16K video resolution, or 132.7 megapixels rendered in real time, which is 1/10 of the gigapixels rendered in real time per seconds. Exactly frames per second on the left top corner. Alright, so we saw the FPS. Let me real quick go ahead and smash that pause button. Let me real quick go ahead and tweak it a little bit. So I'm going to use the graphics detail now at high. Okay, advanced options. It's still going to improve in terms of the FPS. That's why I decided to go ahead and show you every single preset, because this is the world's first 16K UHD gameplay in Sniper V2 Remastered PC game. Anti-aliasing will be off. Okay, it's still using anisotropic filtering 8x. Everything else will be almost the same except presets at high. Okay, motion blur will be disabled, and pretty much high preset without the anti-aliasing. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look, guys. I'm gonna save that, and under the extra, the game has the benchmark, very neat by the game developers. Unfortunately, Sniper Elite 4 and Sniper Elite 5 PC games doesn't have the benchmark. Hopefully Polish developers that develop this game will improve with Sniper Elite 6, and they will include the benchmark. Benchmarking is very important, guys, for PC gamers. Alright, we'll lower our VRAM utilization below 16,000 megabytes. Sniper Elite doesn't require the game to be rebooted when you're switching the preset, but still almost 16,000 megabytes of the VRAM utilization. So video card with at least 16 gigabytes of video RAM is required to run Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game in 16K video resolution when we are talking about the Nvidia GPU architecture and Nvidia texture compression methods in 2022. Okay, in 2025 there is possibility that texture compression method will improve, but most likely by 20% maximum. So it's going to require 20% less of the video RAM utilization. Okay. As you can see, CPU is way below 50% CPU utilization. I'm only running 6 physical cores, 6 physical threads, so I disabled 2 physical core in the BIOS, and I disabled the hyper-threading technology, which is additional 8 logical cores in the BIOS, just to make sure I'm running as fast as possible, and frequency 5.3 gigahertz or 5300 megahertz as external frequency, and 5200 megahertz as AVX2 instruction frequency, which is 52 multiplier. Sometimes switching to that decided by Intel driver when deciding it's not required to run that higher frequency, not beneficial. So as you can see, high preset 17 FPS average, not bad, improved by 1 FPS, and minimum frame rate is 14 FPS average. As again, because recording, please add 2 FPS to the results. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch now. I'm going to go ahead and switch the preset to medium. Okay, so it's going to be a medium preset. As you can see, it's nice and neat that developers made for us the preview, so we can see what are we switching between the preset and how the game will look like. Very nice touch by the Polish developers. So medium preset, unfortunately medium preset still going to use the anti-aliasing because Polish developers believe that you're going to run the game 1080p, and this is pretty old game. So it was the remastered version was released in 2018, but it's still pretty old game, and a lot of people is going to run this game at 1080p. But 16K video resolution is the maximum supported 3D rendering resolution in PC games in 2022 for DirectX 9, DirectX 10, DirectX 12 APIs, Vulkan version 1, and OpenGL 3.6 APIs, Mantle, CUDA APIs. Whatever you want to call it, 16K video resolution 3D world rendering capabilities is the maximum for those APIs, and 32K resolution only as a 2D texture. In the end of this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you why, so stick around. I'm going to explain to you why 16K video resolution is the maximum video resolution renderable in PC games in 2022. So as you can see, this is how we're going to do it, guys. Medium preset, I disabled the anti-aliasing, and this is how we're going to go ahead and run the test. Accept that. Oops, sorry about that. I gotta move the mouse a little bit lower. There we go. Look how small my mouse cursor right there. It's by the benchmark. It's just so little. This is under 16K video resolution within the Sniper V2 Remastered PC game. At the stock visuals, this is how small the mouse cursor looks like. Alright, medium preset, FPS increased by a little bit. As again, ms stands for milliseconds, latency delay, the lower value is better, but FPS, the higher value is better. The playable FPS will be below 30 milliseconds. The comfortable FPS will be below 15 milliseconds. The absolutely amazing comfortable gameplay FPS will be below 10 milliseconds. Okay. Latency delay, as again, before each frame is rendered, latency delay between the hardware and software, hardware such as GPU, video RAM, CPU, system RAM, and software which is the Windows operating system, DirectX 11 API in our case, and Nvidia driver. This is the delay in form of the milliseconds. Okay, wow, the CPU utilization not even below, not even above 30%, and we want to keep the CPU utilization all the way below 90%. Otherwise, it's a clear sign that you need at least to add at least 2 CPU threads or 2 CPU cores to. Otherwise, you're gonna bottlenecking through the CPU cores, and you don't want to do that. You're not gonna show the maximum FPS capable on your video card. In our case today, video card, Titan RTX video card, Turing GPU architecture, TU102 GPU, which is 256 CUDA cores more than RTX 2080 Ti video card, which is pretty much the same Turing GPU architecture and the same GPU, but 256 CUDA core less, and 11 gigabytes VRAM on RTX 2080 Ti, while on Titan RTX 24 gigabyte of video RAM, but same GDR6 Samsung. Alright, 17 FPS, 15 FPS average, improved by just a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch to low preset now, guys. So I show it to you, medium, now it's low preset, time for a low preset, and low preset is also going to use the anti-aliasing. We're going to turn it down. So low preset without the anti-aliasing, let's go ahead and have a look. Here we go, extra, benchmark. As you can see, low preset has the blurred out pixels and textures blurred out, so pretty much it's most likely at the low preset using like 1/4 of the pixels of every single texture, which pretty much using less video RAM and a little bit less of the GPU computing performance, so increase in terms of the FPS. Alright, above 20 FPS, keep in mind that Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game, just like Sniper Elite V2, supports SLI, and I have 2 Titan RTX video cards. SLI means that it supported 2 or more video cards that supported by the Nvidia 2 or more video cards technologies and GPUs. So Turing GPU architecture supports 2 video cards in SLI, and I have 2 Titan RTX video cards, and I'm going to demonstrate it for you. Should be performance boost 2x, because as you can see, my GPU utilization 99-100% means that I'm utilizing all the 4608 CUDA cores. So pretty much there is 0 CUDA cores wasted, 0 CUDA cores are idling, and this is exactly what we want to have. As you can see at the left top corner is, again guys, the data and value, self-explanatory and correct. Everything was verified. Alright, so 22 FPS on average and 18 FPS is minimum. Very nice result. Let me go ahead and show you how I would play it, and we're gonna keep moving. I'm going to show you my PC configuration and gonna give you some giveaway. Because this is the world's first 16K UHD Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game. It's going to be a giveaway gift by UHDking, of course. So how I would play it? I would pretty much set to ultra preset and everything. Going to advanced options. Shadows going to bring to low, medium. Medium pretty much on shadows the same as high, as you can see. But low, there's a big difference. So keep it at medium. Anti-aliasing, of course, I'm going to turn down completely. Draw distance probably ultra, maybe even high, a little bit high, so lower drawing distance. I don't need that much drawing distance. This is how I would play it. Motion blur, of course, off, and ambient occlusion is off. What is the ambient occlusion? As you can see, ambient occlusion creating an extra shadows by every single edge on the 3D model. So pretty much it's like a inner shadows in Photoshop around the layer or around the objects in Photoshop. So around every single border, every single edge, it's going to create kind of fakish, darkish spots. So it's kind of fakish lighting effect, but it doesn't matter too much, as you can see. So I'll turn it down because it consumes about 5-10% of the GPU computing performance. Okay, so I'm going to keep it like that. Let's go ahead and have a look. save that and benchmark it. So this is how I would play it, but as again, single Titan RTX video card is not capable to play this game at a playable, comfortable FPS, but as again, it's benchable at least. It's the first vertex, first coordinate in our vector direction towards the 16K UHD benchmarking over the UHDking.com, and we're going to compare it, guys, with much faster GPUs, much faster PC computers, much faster video cards, CPUs in the future over the UHDking.com or 16K-UHD.com or 15,360 times 8,640.com. Go ahead and check out those websites for 16K UHD, 16K gaming, 16K gameplays, 16K benchmarks by UHDking. It's going to be a great website to check out. As again, guys, RTX 3090 video card over here probably will show 1.7 times more performance, but I think the two Titan RTXs will outperform single RTX 3090 video card. But we are going to find out, so stick around, subscribe, and we're going to find out over the UHDking.com YouTube channel. But RTX 4090 video card should show 3x of the performance, and I cannot wait to test RTX 4090 video card, which is the EVGA GPU architecture, which is 2 more GPU architecture after Turing GPU architecture, 2 more GPU architecture that improved Nvidia video cards and 3D rendering in real time. So we're gonna find out. But in pure GPU architectures such as RTX 3090 or RTX 3090 Ti video card, which is only 256 CUDA cores more than RTX 3090 video card, and when RTX 3090 is overclocked is equal RTX 3090 Ti, pretty much will show here 1.7, 1.8 FPS running stock. But we're going to find out. It's again 20 FPS average, very nice result, and as you saw, it was almost ultra preset. And with two Titan RTXs, it's going to be 40, maybe 38 FPS on average. To do that, two Titan RTXs and SLI will be thermal throttling, because today I'm running the Nvidia dual fan design on air while it's cooling my Titan RTX. It's running stock from manufacturing. So if you're going to connect the second video card in the slide, the first video card will thermal throttling. It's going to be a little bit overheating, so it's not going to show that full performance as you can see right now when it's going to run on each video card in SLI. So most likely it's going to be like maybe 18 FPS per video card, but just because two is probably going to be 36-35 FPS, and 36-35 FPS in Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game, it's almost comfortable FPS, especially for classic old school gamers. So 20 FPS average, 16 FPS minimum while it's recording. Please go ahead and add 2 FPS without the recording, exactly 2 FPS. That was a great result. So let me go ahead and quit it. As you can see on the background, this is my wallpaper. This is exactly the system that I'm running. Corsair H150i Pro is what I cool my CPU. It's 360mm radiator with 3 120mm fans and single Titan RTX video card. Secondary Titan RTX is removed, so there is no hot air pocket. Please keep that in mind. So let me go with you over the details of my system today. So as you can see, my CPU today at the right top corner, the CPU I was running only 6 cores, 6 threads, so 6 physical cores, 6 physical threads. I disabled the hyper threading technology and I disabled the 2 physical cores. So instead of 8 physical cores, 16 logical threads, I was running 8 physical cores and 8 logical threads, but it was physical threads and physical cores. 5300 megahertz though stable, otherwise the Intel Core i9 9900K CPU is not stable with 8 physical cores and 16 logical threads when hyper-threading technology is enabled above 5.1 gigahertz, and it's overheating at 5.1 gigahertz with that system on with the settings with 8 cores, 16 threads on the Corsair H150i Pro with the liquid metal thermal compound paste. That means that it's a little bit unstable. Only 5 gigahertz will be stable on this water cooler, otherwise it's going to be overheating when you're going to load every single 16 threads at 100%. So I decided, you know, 5.3 gigahertz will be much better. Maybe in terms we're gonna increase 1-2 FPS, and for PC gaming this is the best result. Okay, motherboard ASUS Z390 Maximus Wi-Fi here. Memory probably the fastest DDR4 because it is DDR4 by Corsair, 2500 megahertz times 2, 5000 megahertz output, CL18, but unstable on this motherboard. Due that they're not using Samsung chips, they're using Micron chips, and I believe that's why And microchips love the latency when it comes to DDR4, so I use the 1600 MHz times 2, which is 3200 MHz external frequency, but CL11. It's not CL16, CL14, CL13, CL11. Unheard of latency, the lower value is better. 1T command, the cache frequency was set with 48 multiplier to 4800 MHz or 4.8 GHz. Dramatically increase our lowest latency delay in terms of the nanoseconds. Communication between the CPU and system RAM, very important. I use the 4 sticks, 8 GB, total 32 GB in dual channel, 128-bit. Okay, graphics, this is the Titan RTX while overclock at the maximum possible settings with the software in home safe environment. Keep that in mind. Highly recommend you to use the MS Afterburner to overclock your video cards. The performance boost will be 10% in terms of the FPS for free. Highly recommend and safe. So when we're talking benchmark under the CPU-Z, you want to keep your attention on single thread performance when we're talking PC gaming, because the higher value the better. And we improve in terms of our CPU overclock, but single thread, multi-thread performance will not be as fast as it was at stock, because I shut down, disabled 2 physical cores and disabled the hyper-threading technology, 8 logical cores. Keep that in mind. But just because we even didn't utilize 6 cores at 50%, it doesn't matter. You're gonna look at the multi-thread performance when you're utilizing every single thread at 100%. This is where you're gonna take advantage. Most likely like 3D rendering application, when every single core, even the 128 cores, you utilize at 100%. This is where you're gonna need it. Otherwise, in PC games, when even 6 core didn't utilize at 50%, you don't need to add additional cores, because you're going to create additional latency and you're not going to increase your FPS. You're going to a little bit decrease your FPS. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. This is the scenario for the Intel 9000 series CPUs, exactly the CPU that we use today, which is Intel i9-9900K, but it was running as Intel i5-9600K, but just because 5.3 GHz, which is much faster than Intel i9-9900K running stock. Please keep that in mind. Okay, Titan RTX was overclocked, 1250 MHz on the video RAM, which is times 2, 2500 MHz as output for GDR6, plus 100 MHz on our GPU, 100% fan rotation. This is the presets. So pretty much I was running in terms of the bandwidth of my video RAM GDR6 faster than RTX 3080 video card. And at stock, RTX 3080 video card running 100 GB faster than Titan RTX GDR6 in terms of the bandwidth, because RTX 3080 video card will be running 769 GB per second, and right now my bandwidth is 792 GB per second, as you can see, guys, right? So if I'm going to bring Titan RTX to stock, we're gonna decrease our bandwidth to 679 GB per second, which will be 120 GB less, and we're going to be much slower than RTX 3080 in terms of the bandwidth. And when it comes to Turing GPU architecture or EVGA GPU architecture or Ampere GPU architecture, you won't keep as high as possible your video RAM, but GPU overclock doesn't mean that much, because the GPU will be thermal throttling anyways if you're running on air. No matter if you're having 2 fans or 3 fans, it's going to be this scenario. But video RAM will be never thermal throttling, clock itself down like GPU will when it's going to reach the hot temperature above 70 Celsius. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. Okay, so when I'm going to lower my overclock, I'm going to decrease by 120 GB per second my bandwidth. When it's going to be stock, I'm going to decrease my textual fill rate, because this is through the GPU overclock, by 30 gigatexels per second, and I'm going to decrease my pixel fill rate by about 10 gigapixels per second. Let me real quick go and demonstrate it to you. I'm going to bring the Titan RTX to stock. Here we go, Titan RTX running stock, and those values will decrease immediately, as you can see, just like I stated, 169 gigapixels per second as pixel fill rate, textual fill rate 509 gigatexels per second, which is 30 gigatexels per second lower, and bandwidth is by 120 gigabytes per second lower. So right now we're slower in terms of the bandwidth video RAM than RTX 3080. But when I overclock my Titan RTX, we're going to be as equal as RTX 3080 in terms of GPU performance and in terms of the video RAM performance. But because Titan RTX has 24 gigabytes of video RAM, or 24,576 megabytes of video VRAM, I'm going to be capable to run games in 16K resolution such as Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game, while RTX 3080 video card is not capable to run it in 16K resolution due that VRAM is not enough. It doesn't have 24GB of VRAM. Hopefully guys this makes sense. And Sniper Elite V2 PC game cannot run the game above 8K resolution. It's limited to 8K resolution. So thanks God that Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game utilizing DirectX 11 API, and under that particular game engine by Polish developers in the house, it's capable to run all the way to maximum resolution of the DirectX 11 API, that is 16K video resolution. And why I'm thinking that DirectX API is runnable only under the 16K video resolution, let me go ahead and demonstrate it for you guys. The best way to demonstrate it for you will be in IDA64, and I'm going to explain it to you as software developer. So IDA64 is calling the DirectX API, and by calling DirectX API, let me show it to you, it can tell us exactly, as OpenGL can be renderable, maximum 3D texture size. It can call those values of the API, and look at this, OpenGL 3.6, maximum is 16K resolution, but textures can be rendered 32K resolution, okay? Right here under the, let me show it to you, it's going to be the scenario under Direct3D as well. The same scenario, let me open up, under the Mantla it's going to be the same, under the Vulkan the same, 16K resolution and 32K resolution as a texture. Let me open GPU, let me OpenCL, under the OpenCL 16K resolution maximum 3D rendering world or 3D image size, and the 2D image size 32K, and same thing will be under the Direct3D API, which is DirectX 11 API in our case while it was rendering the game, and under the CUDA the same thing, which is the Nvidia native 3D rendering API. Look at the 16K resolution, and trust me guys, under the OpenGL it should be the case. Somehow it's not, it should show us actually, let me see, OpenGL GPU. So this is OpenGL, but believe me guys, it is. I just gotta go ahead and find it. It's going to be somewhere there, but as again, SLI was disabled. Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game supports SLI, so it should be performance boost at least 1.8 times, because most likely if I'm going to run two Titan RTXs on air, the first video card will be thermal throttling, so instead of 2x it's going to show 1.8 times, even if the GPU utilization will be 100%, and most likely the GPU utilization will be 99-100%, but I didn't try it yet. I'm going to try it over the UHDking.com with you guys, so stick around, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great video for you to watch. And as again, Turing GPU architecture was featuring today. This is the what it was featuring today. Let me scroll it down for those people who care. But level second cache on GPU, Turing GPU architecture TU102 is 6 megabytes. So ADA GPU architecture with way above level second cache should improve the performance dramatically. All right, guys. So this is the technical value for those folks who's curious. Okay, press the pause button. Let me give you some giveaway, a gift by UHDking for my subscribers, for my watchers, because this is the first 16K video resolution Sniper Elite V2 Remastered PC game. I'm not gonna give you the Sniper Elite V2 PC game, but I'm gonna give you World War II PC game as well. It's going to be like third view gameplay from bird view, it's kinda strategy, nice game. World War II, you're gonna love it. Commandos, guys, 1, Commandos 2 and Commandos 3 with all the DLCs. Go ahead, this is going to be on Steam. Follow the instructions and activate those keys. Let me know who you are in the comments below. As again, support me guys. If you didn't win this time, subscribe, tune up, and next time you're gonna be a winner. Share it with your friends. Right now putting some great videos for you to check out. You don't want to miss it out. As again, have a great day, have a good evening, good morning, good night, and UHDking, aka I Play 8K, aka I play 16K or I play 4K, what we do today. Don't forget to smash that like button. Hopefully you love this video. Stick around for 2 Titan RTX under the same benchmark. It's going to be a great video to check out just to see how it performs. As again, 16K gaming, 16K gameplay, 16K benchmark was discussed today throughout this video. Have a great day. Till the next time.